What's going on, YouTube? Steve V here with another video. Hope everybody's doing well out there. So in today's video, we're talking about the newest cabinet announced by Arcade1Up. So obviously, we're all excited, right? Something new, something fresh? No. It's more of the same. It's another re-release. But this time, it's a little more interesting, and it's not for the right reasons, in my opinion. We're going to talk about it right after this. So welcome back to the channel. As always, appreciate you guys coming into the Man Cave Arcade, hanging out with me for a little while. If you're new to the channel and you enjoy the content, please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that bell for notifications. If you're already subscribed to the channel, I really appreciate the support. Thank you so much. It means a lot. So, we're going to talk about this new cabinet that was announced by Arcade1Up. It is a re-release, but they freaking screwed it up. They screwed it up. This should have been a win, but somehow they decided to take 2 steps back. And that is a 2-player NBA Jam. Now, when I originally saw this show up on Best Buy, I was looking at it on my phone and didn't even really, take a lot of time to kind of swipe through the images to kind of see how it looked. I just saw it from the front, and I actually thought it was the normal deluxe form factor with a 2-player control deck. I thought it was a great idea. It was called NBA Jam Deluxe 2-player. So, yeah, I thought this was a win. I was like, okay, Arcade1Up has heard the community. They heard that some people think these 4-player cabinets take up too much room, even though they're a little more authentic to the actual cabinet. Of course, when people get a pile of these Arcade1Ups, sometimes it is hard to fit those 4 players. So the fact that they were doing a 2-player version, I thought it was a win. Well, then about 2-3 hours later, I watched a video by Michael B, the Game Genie, and I saw that this cabinet was not the normal 2-player form factor. It was actually pretty much a casino Cade at the bottom, and at the top, it was kind of like a party Cade / counter Cade, extended a little bit. And I was very disappointed to see that. Number one, the side art being cut off. You're not getting your proper side art on the side. To me, that's upsetting. Anytime you start messing with the artwork, it's already a loss for me. And that means that form factor is not something you should go with. I mean, the proper form factor for a cabinet, you should be able to get the full artwork of that cabinet. Now, another thing I didn't like was the fact that they made it slimmer. They pretty much cut a cabinet in half because I guess they just wanted to cut their costs, I'm assuming. We'll kind of get into, the other aspect of what it might be, but I think this is probably the most likely reason why they did it. It cuts costs. And you got this slimmed down version of a deluxe cabinet, but the problem is, because it's so slim, they have to leave the bottom panel pretty much the same size to kind of balance this thing. So then you get this weird stand looking thing. I know it's not meant to be a foot stand, but that's what it looks like. It looks like a foot stand, but really it's just an actual stand to keep this cabinet standing properly. And that means that you literally have to have this cabinet next to a wall, because if you just had it sitting, out and about, if somebody was, a little rough with the controls or just actually playing it normally, this thing would tip over. It's just a bad form factor for an arcade cabinet that someone is actually meant to play. It's unsteady. It just looks ridiculous, in my opinion. Now, there could be some people out there that actually like this form factor and think it's kind of smart on Arcade1Up's part to kind of make a slimmer cabinet that can kind of fit just about anywhere. I'm not here to judge. I would love to hear your opinion on it. But right now, I'm giving you my opinion, and I think this form factor sucks. Anytime you get away from making a cabinet look more authentic to the original, you kind of lose me. And I felt like the last couple of years, specifically with these deluxe cabinets and the XL, they were making these cabinets look more authentic to the original cabinets, and it was a lot more appealing to me, And I think it was a lot more appealing to a lot of people because that was the one thing you didn't hear people complain about. They actually thought these cabinets looked great. So why would Arcade1Up take a step back and change the form factor and make it look more cheap and kind of less authentic to a real arcade cabinet? I just don't get it. It just goes to show that they're not really thinking of the community or what is kind of best for, I guess, their fan base. They're literally thinking of the casual person that might see this online or see this at Best Buy or at Nebraska Furniture Mart or here in Canada, see it at the Brick, and they think maybe that might be appealing to somebody. But the problem is, if this is next to some of their other cabinets that are a little bigger, you're going to look at those cabinets and be like, I kind of like the way those look compared to this. I do not get why they would have messed with the form factor. If they literally kept the form factor the same as the deluxe cabinets and then just put that 2-player deck, I think this thing would be great. I think it would be something that would really appeal to a lot of people because there are people that wanted this in the community, and there are people that are spending good money to get third-party control decks so they can get the 2-player control deck on a 4-player. So there was a need for this, but this new form factor, this cut in half cabinet, again, I just don't get it. Now, the other thing people have been talking about is this lawsuit that I guess is going on, or I don't really know the full details. I haven't watched a lot of videos discussing this, but supposedly ThinkUp Gaming, which is a company that Arcade1Up worked with from the beginning, basically gave Arcade1Up the idea of how to build these cabinets and construct these cabinets. And when Tastemakers decided to kind of let all these people go, Scott Baccarat, John D, they also let go of ThinkUp Gaming. And now ThinkUp, I guess, is trying to, I don't know, sue them or whatever. Again, I don't know a lot of details on this. So if I'm wrong in saying this, please correct me in the comments. But there's something going on in that department. So some people are thinking that that might be why they changed the form factor, to kind of get away from the fact that, ThinkUp was basically saying we created this concept of how to create, these form factors and how to construct these cabinets. That could be the reason they're doing this. But if that's the case, there's got to be a better form factor than this. And that's just, again, my opinion. But it seems to be a lot of people's opinions. So I don't know. Arcade1Up kind of lost me here between the lack of communication and then, the constant re-releases. So basically just putting out stuff that a lot of us already have or had. Because as you can see, things are changing back here a little bit. There just hasn't been anything to really get excited for. And then finally they do something like this that was speaking to the community as far as giving them that 2-player control deck that they were wanting. But, to basically change the form factor to make it this Ozempic Cade. That's what some people are calling it, because obviously Ozempic's a big thing right now as far as people losing weight, to basically make a thinner cabinet. It's just disappointing. It's disappointing and not the direction that I want to see this company go in. And it's just kind of proving the point, at least in my mind, that the best days of this company, unfortunately, is in the past. Maybe somehow they'll make a comeback. But I think in order to do that, they're going to have to get the right people in the right positions. And in my opinion, from what I'm seeing right now, they do not have those people running the show. So we'll see what happens. Anyways, take care, you guys. Thanks so much for watching the video. Have a great day. I'll see you guys on the next video. Take care.